while ago, I was in a really crappy mood over a really long period of time, and I decided to pick this book. And this book was called Top 5 Regrets of Dying People, written by Bronnie Ware. If you would be interested to read it, I will leave a link for you down below. It's not sponsored or anything. I read it because I wanted to. And this was a woman who worked in a palliative care, and she was working with old dying people. And they talked a lot, and they told her a lot of regrets which they had about their lives. She took these regrets and she wrote a book about it. First, these people wished that they would live life true to themselves and not what others expected of them. Then the second was that they wished they didn't work so hard. The third, they wished they would express their feelings. Fourth, they wished they would stay in touch with their friends. And the fifth was that they wanted to let themselves be happier. And so these were the regrets. And I looked at that and I thought to myself, what can I actually take from this? So that one day maybe I wouldn't be old, if I'm lucky, I wouldn't be old and I wouldn't have all these regrets. I decided, and this is actually something which I'm suggesting also for you if you want, to do this sort of exercise, to make your own list of regrets, and then from these regrets make your own list of values so that you can live according to those in your own way, of course, and maybe one day you won't have regrets about your life. And exactly how I did it was that I sat down and I just started writing on a piece of paper. I started writing my regrets, which I just could have remembered from my life, and it was just surprising to me how many of the regrets they were. They were stuff from my past which I forgot, or I thought that I forgot about them, but suddenly they were on my list of regrets. And so I decided, after I poured on the paper the most difficult ones, I decided to be more systematic, and so I went chronologically since the very first regret that I could have remembered. And like this, I gathered this long list, and oh man, was that a long list of regrets. And some of the regrets were very specific, something like, I wish I wouldn't care so much what this boy thought of me in primary school. And then when I was in high school, again I had a regret. I wish I didn't worry so much what this other boy thought of me in high school. And like this, I would have maybe a little bit more of these specific regrets. So I grouped sort of these specific regrets, and I made a general regret out of that, which would be, I wish I didn't care so much what people thought of me. And then out of this generalized regret, I would make my value. What would be my value out of this? The value could be, I don't care what people think of me, or I value my opinion the most. And of course, when I would look at this value, I would see the emotions which were behind that, because there was a wisdom from my entire life which I lived up until today, and all the past experiences which I had with this problem. And whenever I would look at this value, I would know exactly the pain which was in that for me from the past. And like this, I would create my own list of values. I was aiming for 10 values because I was getting a little bit obsessive with the number. Like I thought like 10 values, that would be a nice number, but I actually came up with 11. And I would actually tell you, if you came up with too many values, maybe you can narrow it down. Maybe you're getting repetitive with some of them. Or if you come up with too little values, or such a low number, maybe you left something out. It's just worth to look into it. And when you're gonna have this list of values, you can actually every once in a while, you can look at it and really feel it out and look at the values and think for yourself what it's been like when you didn't act according to those. I always think for myself what it's been like for me many times in the past, where I cared way too much what people thought and what disasters it brought to my life. I was able to act in a really stupid way when I cared way too much what people thought of me. And I didn't make the most out of my life because I just thought that something was important, and in fact it just wasn't important at all. And that's basically what you can do with this list. Every once in a while you can do this sort of mental hygiene on yourself and really think for yourself, do I live according to these values and how does it make me feel? And of course, these values, they're not set in stone. You can always change them to your actual preferences. If some value doesn't resonate with you anymore, you can change it. It can be really this organic thing, and it can be adapting as you go. And what I think can happen to you with this is that you can really feel better in the long term, not only because you're going to be doing regular mental hygiene on yourself, but also because you're going to feel like you're living life more true to yourself, which was the number one regret which was on this list. And this woman spoke about this in this book, that this was really big one. It was a big regret which people regretted when they were really old, that they didn't live life true to themselves. And so that's what I would like you to do if you're gonna try this exercise, to kind of implement it regularly. And what I actually think, maybe you're gonna tell me that it would be a lot of work and you don't wanna hassle yourself. But what I actually think is that we spend a lot of time taking care of our body, washing our body, doing physical hygiene, and like taking a lot what we look like, doing exercise, but also what we feel like on the inside and eating healthy and stuff like that, more or less. But we don't take as much care about our mental health. And then we are surprised when we have negative emotions, when we are depressed, when we don't know who we are or what we want to do with ourselves. But it's just a result of not doing any mental hygiene whatsoever. Can you imagine what your body would look like if you didn't shower if you never showered, ever? And that's maybe what your mental health looks like if you never did any mental hygiene ever. And so my suggestion for you here with this video is that basically all my channel is about how to be authentically happy in yourself and live life true to yourself. And all my videos are in line with this. Doesn't matter that they are on various different topics. They all go into this same point, and that is live authentically and true to yourself and be happy right here, right now. Don't wait for some miracles in the future. That's the basic point with my video. Many of you maybe don't agree with me, and I think that is okay. Everybody can live how they want, but if something from what I said resonate with you, I will be really happy if you subscribe to my channel and go along with me and watch my videos. Because if you watch like one video in a week, or it doesn't have to be mine, it can be different video or a book or anything which you like. If you do it regularly, you can really take benefits from that, and your mental health can improve a lot. Even if you don't have serious mental health issues, you can really start to feel better in the long term and get more clarity overall with your life. And so that's everything for my today's video. I hope it brought something to you. You may be gonna think about your regrets, and I will be happy if you write me down in the comments. Not that I would be happy that you have regrets, of course not, but I would be happy just to talk to you and share maybe our experiences. Have a beautiful now, and I will see you next week with my next video. Bye.